Welcome everyone to Stretford Paddock. My name is Joe and that's...
Jordan,
Jordan,
it.
as I call you. We're here today to talk about what we've learned now that the guys are back from down under, as well as Thailand. Is Thailand down under, would you say that?
I'm not prepped for this.
You're not prepped for this? This is in the...
I failed geography, so I don't even know where Thailand is.
Do you know what the capital of Thailand is?
Bangkok, surely.
Ooh,
surely.
Nearly went then.
Surely.
Did you do that in high school?
What?
Bangkok, and you little flick of the balls?
Anyway,
let's chat about... It was all in good fun. Let's chat about what we saw on that 4 epic games of football. It was great to see the fans, by the way. First of all, the fans down in Thailand, Australia, getting to see the team they love first and won it.
They looked so happy. I think they were all gutted at the fact that Ronnie wasn't there.
Yeah.
That was because he's the pulling power in it. Did you see? I swear, can't remember what team it was. They actually got really pissed off that Ronnie wasn't there.
Really?
Was it Juve, I think? They went on a pre-season tour and for some reason all the fans were like saying, I want a refund because Ronnie went in the pre-season tour.
I suppose if you buy tickets to see United and you've got Cristiano Ronaldo playing in that side, you kind of expect him to be there. If he's like the headliner act, I suppose it's like buying tickets to see, a band and the front man says, I probably won't go on this one.
What, like Cortina's?
Yeah.
Liam Fraser there.
Liam Fraser not turned up. Like buying tickets to see Oasis and it's only Noel and Liam's not there. You'd be like, well, I want my money back. And I understand that. I can understand why they got upset.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually.
Just on that, Ronaldo, of the film, of time of recording, we know that a lot of people have turned up to Carrington. Apparently Ronaldo's at Carrington as well.
Crunch talks.
But we've got nothing at the time of recording, so that may have changed. You may have more Ronaldo news than us, but Crunch talks. Prediction. How are the Crunch talks going to go?
Well, the whole gang's back at Old Trafford. Fergie's back.
Yeah.
Robson's there. Murtaugh's there. The whole team's over there. I think we're assuming trying to convince him to stay. But he's off in there. We said it on the review the other day. He's gone. He's defo gone.
And maybe it's just the right thing for him to go.
Well, yeah, because we can understand why he'd want to go. Missed the Champions League and the Europa League. I don't know what sort of powers they'll have if they can convince him to stay. Because why would he want to stay?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 6th place finish, Europa League football, pants season.
It's just baffling. So you probably know more than us, but the Ronaldo news at the minute is that we just don't know what's next. What we do know is that we had 3 wins and a draw down under. We start off with the Liverpool game. I love the Liverpool game. It was just the first time we saw Ten Hag's men in action. And just on the whole 4 games that we saw, let's talk about the attacking 3. What have you made of Sancho, Rashford and Martial?
Happy. We've seen Martial running, which we don't really usually see a lot.
Smiling, which we don't really see a lot.
You forget how actually quick he is. I think when he scored the goal against Liverpool, the turn of acceleration and the pace to get down the right-hand side when the defender made the mistake and the finish, going at that speed, was exceptional. Mm-hmm. Past arguably one of the best, if not the best goalkeeper in the world in Alisson. Yeah. Arguably. Thibaut Courtois.
Yeah.
Ederson.
Yeah.
Dave. I'm joking. I mean, Dave, again, I was impressed with Dave up until that last game against Aston Villa. The fact that he's almost playing so far off his line, he should be having headaches. You never see him that far sweeping, almost being more confident than ever than I've seen. Apart from that obvious mistake where he should have collected the ball it was the last head of the game, should we say, kick, head, whatever you want to call it, where we conceded to Aston Villa in that 2-2. Apart from that, I think he's had quite a good pre-season.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I'd tell you what, I'd say he's built up a little bit of confidence to him. I think that was essentially what one of the main targets would have been if Ten Hag wrote like a list of targets he wants coming off the back of these 4 games. It is that some players need to build confidence. I wanted to just go back to the attacking 3 before we look at the defence. One thing I saw in the first Liverpool game, and not as much going throughout the others, was the dynamic between Rashford, Sancho and Martial when they could all switch up a bit. And you just really caused defenders a bit of a headache because Rashford would kind of pull left or right, again with Martial pulling down the left, and Sancho just having this incredible eye for just being where he needed to be. When he got the ball, he looked electric, and then we just found a little bit of like a style where I thought, actually, if these 3 players, attacking players, are at the best of their ability and then doing that dynamic movement when anyone can be at any position at any time, you could cause headaches for the best of Premier League defenders there. Because it's like, well, 1 minute I'm looking after Martial and now I've got Sancho's quick feet coming away. Rash's pace now is the next thing I've got to deal with. Headaches for defenders. And I think that could be something that Ten Hag uses in the future to, well, hopefully be able to break down some of the best defences in the league. Because as well as the fact that we let a lot of goals in last year. We could have done with scoring a bit more. Only 57 goals.
I think, what was it? Was the goal difference 0 or +1?
Bang on 0. Not fun. Not fun. Midfield 4-3-3. We were playing the formation. There's no surprises there. It's one Ten Hag likes to play. The midfield 3 is interesting. Bruno had a great game against Liverpool. He's been all right the last 3, but he's the man in the attacking role there.
He said, didn't it, in the pre-season tour, should we say behind the scenes on the plane, Martial questioned him why he's not giving him an assist yet in the pre-season tour. He said, I'm saving it all for the first game of the season in the Premier League. Brighton at home. Is he going to put on a masterclass? Because I reckon the pressure's on now. He's been talking. He's been giving it all that, saying, I'm going to bring it on this first game of the season. And what happened against Brighton last time?
Yeah.
They absolutely slopped us. What was it, 4-0, I think?
4-0.
They battered us.
And Man City are really linked with Cucurella, aren't they? And every time Sky Sports News talks about Cucurella, he shows the goal he scored against us. So I just...
Only one he got in the season, by the way.
Fucking dick.
He only got one.
Only got one.
And they want, apparently they want Williams as well.
Yeah, they've got them all.
Williams.
Stop being so greedy. Looking at that midfield too as well, we saw Ten Hag use McFred. We know that was a disappointment for United fans, but it's 4 managers now that have used McFred. Is that going to be the way we start? Has Ten Hag used McFred in a way that you've not seen?
We haven't got anything else, Joe. There's nothing else there. The whole reason why they're so consistently being used is because there's nothing else there. Matic was all right, but you had to wrap him in bubble wrap every time you played him. He couldn't play more than 2, max 3 games in a row. Donny van der Beek was out on loan, obviously. He didn't do enough to impress, and I don't think he's actually done enough to impress this pre-season tour either to be warranting a start. Obviously, we've now got Lisandro Martinez all but confirmed. Of course, we've got the little taster, and at the time of recording, we don't know yet. He might actually be confirmed when this comes out. So hopefully, it is. He can play as a 6. He can play at centre half. He can play at full back. So hopefully,
not in net though.
Oh well, he's only 5'9", isn't it? Everyone's made it out how it's a massive problem that he's 5'9". He's a centre half. Don't matter if he can jump. He can jump. He's absolutely fine.
Yeah, class.
We've even saw Alex Tellers playing as a 6 as well. So is he experimenting, thinking I can't deal with McFred after what he's seen in pre-season so far? I actually don't think he's going to start the season with 2 holding DMs. I think he's going to try and trust 1 and just hope that they can do a job. Honestly, I do, because when you think we've brought Eriksen in, Bruno's already there. If he plays a 4-3-3, and he has Bruno as your box-to-box 8, Eriksen as your advanced 8, and then a lone DM, he's hoping it's De Jong, isn't he? He's hoping.
I mean, that's the hope we've had.
It's the hope, and it's the hope that kills you. But we hope that it's De Jong. Otherwise, it's going to be Fred. I'm a fan of Fred. I've backed him on this channel a lot. He has the odd mistake in him, but I think. Oh no, I was about to say he can do a job, but I don't.
Well,
I don't
come
know.
back to bite you in the backside.
Know.
There's the individual plays which you've talked about, but what about the team as a whole? Like their high pressing, space in the midfield, looking like they are working as one. Whereas last season there was a lot of talk about individuals. I think Ten Hag is really drilling this team and squad into becoming a nice team full of chemistry, full of You see the best teams in the world. As cheesy as it sounds, they all bloody love each other. They're all like mates. That's what makes great teams, as well as the individual brilliance, obviously. But you're seeing that. You're seeing like the high pressing. You're seeing a good strengthened squad. Yeah, and I think one of the most important things that we've seen is that we know obviously how strict Ten Hag is with his training, with how how strict he was in his managerial interviews, how he just rips the club apart in terms of how it was currently looking before he even was confirmed as the manager. I think we've seen in the first 4 games of pre-season now, and I'm just going to say it now, it doesn't matter who you're playing against, the opposition doesn't matter, it's all about people showing what they can do, whoever they're up against, because it's only pre-season. And the fluidity that we've seen, as we mentioned before, of the likes of the front 3, you wouldn't necessarily usually see that last season. Of course, Sancho operated on the left-hand side a lot, but under Rangnick and Ollie, he was more of a traditional winger, if you will. Like, he was expected to stay there and just bomb it. With this sort of fluidity that we've got, that we've always had, but it almost really needed unlocking, I think, if you will. It's not unlocked yet, but there's good flavours of it that we've seen so far. The fact that they're not traditional, the front 3, they're all operating in different pockets. They can all operate in different spaces. You could see 2 of them on the same side at one point, supporting each other. As you mentioned before, it could cause a lot of problems for defenders in the Premier League. It's just they need to
be consistent with it. The consistency is something that we've lacked. And again, even Jadon Sancho, who's looked fantastic in pre-season, arguably the best player in pre-season, in my opinion, that we've seen, didn't have that consistency. And obviously Martial got shipped off on loan for the second half of last season. Rashford had a stinker all year. So, they've all scored. They've all looked fluid with each other. Mm-hmm. It depends if Ronnie stays, doesn't it? Because if Ronnie stays, he's not going to be willing to do the sort of switching between central 9, left and right, because he might go on the left now and then, and we praised him. Oh, look at him. He's 37 years of age. He's run 80 minutes. He's bombed it down the left wing to protect a 1-0 win. Well done. But again, you allude to Roy Keane, it is job, innit?
Yeah.
Right? So
you get paid a lot of money to do as well.
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
A lot of bloody money.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, so the fluidity's there. It's almost opposed to what we'd usually expect from Erik Ten Hag in terms of his strictness, in terms of how he trains, in terms of how he sets his teams up. But the fluidity's nice, and long may it continue.
As well as the first team, there was a lot of youngsters who travelled with us. Some really standing out was Zidane Iqbal. Hannibal was quite tasty, wasn't he, in the final game we saw. There's reports linking him on a loan to Birmingham City, which I'd quite like, because I'd like to see him in full 90-minute games of football, if he would last a full 90-minute game of football. Out of all the youngsters, is there some that you really think stood out and might actually get an opportunity to impress throughout the season? If it Carabao Cups, we've got Europa League games. There's going to be moments where a youngster could step up.
I think there's going to have to be moments where youngsters step up, because the Thursday-Sunday schedule is not. It's not nice for anybody.
I hate Thursday-Sunday schedules.
Well, we've got it now for the whole season. You've got a whole season of it now. And
that means there's no Saturday football is good, innit?
It's amazing. 3 o'clock kickoffs.
3 o'clock kickoffs, and you can get boozy. And I know that's not the point, but you can have a couple of drinks. Sunday, yes, you can still do that, but then you've always got to think.
You're a bit fragile
Monday.
on a Sunday as well. If you've been doing the 3 o'clock boozing as well. Have you done that before, where you watch Sky Sports, and if you haven't done it at home before, try it, yeah. You're on Sky Sports, you have a load of mates, you go, the first team who scores in the 3 o'clock kickoffs, you go on a night out from where they are.
No,
so like, say if like Coventry City score first in the 3 o'clockers, get a load of booze, get on the trains, get down to Coventry for an hour, because they scored in the rule.
Yeah.
Try it.
Shit on.
Good laugh.
No,
why?
No.
Why?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean that to my Coventry.
Youngsters on a pre-season.
Zidane has been... How did we get into boozing? Oh, yeah, sorry.
Thursday's on the schedule, isn't it? Yeah. Zidane Iqbal's been really good. He's been playing in that sort of deep midfield role, and he's looked very comfortable on the ball. Of course, there has been times where he's been a little bit erratic and he has lost the ball, but again, that will come because of the fact he's a young player who's playing with the big boys in pre-season. But again, he looked so comfortable when he came on against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Of course, we saw that turn. I alluded to it before. He sent Fabinho back to Brazil with the drop of the shoulder. It was fantastic. And I do think, especially with this horrible schedule we're going to have this season, the youngsters will be called upon. And I think we'll see a lot of the likes of Iqbal, Charlie Savage, Hannibal if he doesn't go out on loan. I think Ahmad, it's a big season for Ahmad. I honestly do, because £37 million is a lot of money to spend on someone who really didn't have a lot of first team experience at Atalanta. He was obviously bigged up by a lot of Italian journalists when we signed him. Been at Rangers.
I think they all had a little hand in that.
Do you reckon?
What I mean? Little finger in the pie. They've got little dividends for that sale. Hey, they bought it.
They own 0.5% of him. So why not? Get him 37 mil. Eh? Get it now. Look at your pockets. Fat. No, but I think it will be a big season for him, because we're short on wingers. And there's talk about Garnacho having a lot more influence on the first team. We've not seen him, I think, at all, or really in the pre-season. So could it be big for him? I think Ahmad will have more of a prominent feature in the first team this year. Cup games, FA Cups, League Cups, maybe even the Europa League. Of course, he went to Rangers last year. I think he scored in his debut, but apart from that, there wasn't really a lot of positive moments for him, because he wasn't really consistent over there. But again, he has to turn up. Despite the fact that he's only 20, 21 years of age, he cost £37 million. But it's again with Sancho, I can be patient with him. I'd rather him have 2 or 3 pants seasons than they turn 24 and they're a world beater for 6 years, 7 years. I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that, because they're young. But wingers are something that we do definitely need. We're not going to pay over the odds for Antony. We're not going to, I don't think, play Ahmad every single game of the season. We're not going to play Rashford every single game of the season, because he's not consistent enough. We've not seen it yet. So
here's one. Is Elanga done?
Is he done?
As in, like, is he done under Ten Hag?
Why? Why would you say that?
I don't think he'll get any games under Ten Hag. I don't think he rates him.
Stage is yours. Why?
Because, well, first of all, the elephant in the room is he's a bit shit. Right, and I know people don't like to say that because he's a youngster and he had that. He had a couple of good games.
Is he a bit shit though?
Yeah.
I
just had a
I
thought
don't
then.
think. I honestly, I don't think he is.
He's a little bit shit.
I don't think he is.
I don't know how many games he'll get under Ten Hag. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe this is going to be clipped up and people are laughing at me when he's a worldie. But right now, I don't think Ten Hag rates him. He wasn't used too much in the build up to the games, and he might be looking at other youngsters and go, they've got a bit more about him.
Like who? Garnacho?
Yeah. Not Alanga. I just don't know. I just think he's like an Overton in my eyes.
Whoa, right. Hey, Gabriel Overton was a legend, mate.
Anyway, I'm going to get some hate for that. Apologies. But if you think I'm right, get in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. And also drop this video a little like and a sub on Stretford Paddock. Before we talk about some games that are coming up. I mean, Saturday, we had a game against the Atletico Madrid. Heavily linked to Ronaldo, by the way, Atletico Madrid.
Yeah. That what happened, surely.
No, but there is a mirrored image of what happened between us last year and this year. So, for example, the murmurings and the rumours started early that Ronaldo was looking for a club and Man City could be in the realms of buying him. Whether that was true or not, we'll probably never know. But what happens is we come out the woodwork, we go, that can't happen. We gave him a great contract, we pay for him, and he comes to Old Trafford. Is something happening in here where Atletico Madrid and Ronaldo are doing the same? Well, Atletico Madrid probably don't play a part in it, but the rumours are spreading that Atletico Madrid and Ronaldo is going to happen just to play Madrid's hand, Real Madrid's hand, and get him back for another year.
Does he get in the Real Madrid team though?
Does he get?
They've just won a Champions League. They've done a double with La Liga as well. Vinicius Junior's playing out of his skin. Karim Benzema's in the form of his life. Valverde is playing out of position. Yeah, but you could probably play Vinicius on the right and play Ronnie as the left. Does he even get in?
Would he be asked? Is he just happy even as just a sub?
Because he's fat, because he's playing in Champions League, he's playing for Real, they can compete. It's not I think. The easy option to think about is that he wants to be in a team that's challenging for the Champions League to get his goal scoring records elongated further, so people like Benzema, Messi, Lewandowski can't catch him in that.
But does he go to Atletico Madrid? No, because that's worse. Because if anything, he was at Real Madrid for so long, all-time goal scorer, top goal scorer. He's like a legend there. He can't go to Atletico Madrid.
Well, don't forget, Thibaut played for Atletico Madrid. I say it like I'm his pal. Thibaut Courtois played for Atletico Madrid. Marcos Llorente has played for both of them as well. If it was Ronnie though, it would be a different thing entirely. Because I don't think the rivalries over there are as big as they are over here. Because I mean El Clasico is massive, but I don't mean like we saw Luis Suarez and Antoine Griezmann play for Atletico Madrid in recent times when they've been leaving Barcelona.
Real Madrid to Barcelona with the
Luis Figo with the pig.
The pig.
He signed for him only a couple of days ago, I think. About 15 years ago. It was a couple of days ago. Does that make sense?
What's Figo doing, back? That's class.
At 46, yeah, something like that.
Wow. Did I say Ronaldo is his top goal scorer? Did I make that up? No, maybe I did.
Who?
Is Ronaldo Real Madrid's top goal scorer? Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just don't want to get extra hate after my Alanga comments. Great. I've pressed on something there by accident on your laptop. Right, I know what we're talking about. They've got two games back to back, Saturday and the Sunday. One in Norway, one at Old Trafford. We do have people on the ground for Stretford Paddock. You know, Alex Baggers is there. Jay's going over to Norway. What are you expecting to see? Ericsson making an appearance. Martinez is going to be rocking up, maybe. What do you think about this?
Hopefully.
These two games?
Hopefully, yeah. And there's no secret because they're back-to-back. We'll see like two completely different teams, obviously. I think one will be probably heavily youngsters and the other one will be first-teamers. If it's a mix, that would be quite nice. It'd be quite interesting to see as well. But again, it's back-to-back games of United. You can't be disappointed with that. Even though it's pre-season, you can't be disappointed with that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's an opportunity to see some youngsters at Old Trafford. We can obviously see we're back in Norway as well. I bet we'll see a certain someone in the stands over there, eh?
Who?
I'm not.
Yeah, and also then we go to Old Trafford on the Sunday. How are you going? Are you going to get tickets for that?
I ain't got tickets yet, no.
I don't think it'll be a sellout.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Can you pronounce that name? Because I always say it. Rayo
Vallecano.
Vallecano. See, I say that I've been caught saying like a Vallecano, but that E is Vallecano, isn't it?
Rayo Vallecano.
Not like the Welsh valleys.
Vallecano. Yeah.
Oh, is it Vallecano?
Oh, Vallecano. Yeah.
What? I mean, Interesting game. You just think it'll be a completely different squad, completely separate squad to the one
Yeah, it has to
we
be,
play Atletico Madrid. Will that even team just travel straight back then on the Saturday night?
I think it'll just be two different teams. Won't it? It'll keep some players in Manchester as they are right now, of course, and they'll send some to Oslo on Saturday for Atletico. But again, I'd rather see a mixture of first teams and youngsters in both sets rather than a whole first team and then a whole youngsters team, because that gives everybody an opportunity to shine with players who they might be playing with this year. Because, if you play Real Vallecano with a bunch of youngsters, a whole youngsters team, you just know no one's going to play that team in the entirety of the season. But if you mix them in with a couple of the first teamers, relationships could be built there. They could be.
Could be.
I want to see Ethan Laird play.
Yeah, I want to get more.
Get him at right back.
We're also hearing rumours about a game against Wrexham, and I've got a source that tells me Altrincham FC might also have a game against United behind closed doors. So
a lot of quick friendlies before the season starts.
Yeah, listen, there's going to be a lot of news coming your way on Stretford Paddock. Obviously, United Ronaldo news breaking sometime soon, and then if Ronaldo causes whatever the news is there causes a ripple effect, because then surely United have to go out and buy another striker or a winger to just help bulk up what is a depleted attacking lineup. And then obviously the friendlies, they're coming thick and fast. Before you know it, we'll be sat here doing a watch along for the first game of the Premier League. I don't know how hard I'm going to be rubbing my hands.
Oh, come on.
A little.
Come on.
Won't cause a fire anytime soon.
I'm ready.
I'm ready indeed. Jordan, anything else to say about what you've learned?
We look good.
We look good.
Hey, we've won a trophy as well.
We have.
Bangkok Century Cup. Don't even sleep on that, yeah?
Don't sleep
Are
on
we the
that.
first to ever win it?
I think so.
I think so.
It's like the Ashes, isn't it?
That's a record of my eyes.
Yeah.
Bangkok Century Cup champions, Manchester United's got a good ring to it, innit?
I think the thing I take away from it is that we're going to grow in confidence. I think top four is going to be tricky, but hopefully as the season goes on, we get better, I think. So there isn't going to be like a peak straight away with Ten Hag. I think we start maybe a little slow, but the more the games go on, the better Man United get.
Don't forget we've got a massive first couple of months. I think we play pretty much all the big boys in the first 2-3 months of the season. That's City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs.
Where's Liverpool?
Liverpool's third game, I think, of the season.
Okay, no.
It's third game. Hey,
That
I'm
was
happy.
horrific last year.
I'm happy with that.
I'm off for that watch along. I sat here, watched 5 goals we scored against us with Joe Smith looking at me like he hates me, like it was my fault. Anyway, there's so much to come. Stretford Paddock is the place to get all your Man United news and gossip. Norway as well. I'm sure we're bringing you some content from Norway when the game happens over there. And Old Trafford is the home of a friendly next Sunday. I've been Joe. Jordan here as well. Where can people find you?
JD Simpson 98 on Twitter. George Simpson on Instagram. What you on
Get
Instagram?
on it,
What's
get
you on
on
Instagram?
It. I'm Joe McGrath 95 on Instagram, and check out the Sloppy Joes podcast with me and Joe Smith. And by the way, the latest one of the Sloppy Joes was recorded before Joe Smith went to Australia and Thailand with Paddock. So if you're wondering why we don't mention it, he's not been yet. Broke the fourth wall, didn't I? Anyway, it's been wonderful to have you joining us. This is what we've learned. What have you learned? Get in the comments. We'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye. Bye. Wave.